Hello, this is Harmony Betancourt, here to give you an update on Beta Code's progress with the Flourish website. We're right on schedule and we'll be showing you the design templates and the database schema today. Next week, you'll get your first peek at a bit of code, and the database will begin gaining the actual information on plants. And I'll have a walkthrough you'll be able to use yourself to take a tour of the site. Just a warning, the site will not be able to go live at this point. There's still a lot of behind-the-scenes coding that must be done. Think of this as a really nice paint job on a car that still needs an engine. It'll look pretty, but it won't be taking you anywhere just yet. That coding is going to begin in week 5, and by week 8, you'll have an actual website we can begin testing in the month ahead. The site has a very memorable brand, and that's still as simple as easy as Flourish will be to use. To keep the user experience as seamless and pain-free as possible, we've added some more assets to the ones we've shown in last week's update. The header with the logo and the main navigation bar, text ranging from headings to links, buttons, colors, images, all of which are either public domain or appropriately sourced as Creative Commons thus far, and of course the panels calling for user interaction. The entire site has been designed to be reminiscent of all the best parts of gardening. It is fresh and cool with a minty green and a gentle gradient to white that allows the crisp and beautiful colors of all the fruits and vegetables displayed. That green is continued in a range chosen to provide quiet transitions, draw the eye, make a bold statement, or give a backdrop to important elements. The orange provides a nice contrast and calls the user attention for headers, links, and buttons while still bringing to mind the colors of a fruitful harvest. The design templates will give you a colorful version of the wireframes approved last week with only minor tweaks to allow for better user experience and data interaction. You'll notice throughout the site the assets we just covered, such as the header. Some special items of note, however, are located on a few pages to come, and I'll be covering those now. On page 8, the plant directory has had some visual changes made. With the addition of the bar underneath the name of each item listed, it helps to anchor the buttons that will allow the user to add or delete a plant from their personal list. There have been slight adjustments to the alignment of the remaining information for each plant to create a better visual flow that'll be easier on the user's eyes. Hopefully, it'll inspire them to spend a little bit more time on the site. The drop-downs are on display on page 9, and the theme is continued with the border around the drop-down box. The alignment of the text has been changed on the details page of 11 to make the larger chunks of text far simpler to read. Page 12 is the debut of the garden plotter. This is the first step in creating or editing a garden, and both options can be chosen from this page. The plot size and lists the plant will be drawn from can be chosen for new gardens, while gardens can be edited on the other side, and the names that can be entered when saving allow for a little bit of a personal touch. Once a garden is started, the plot is created with a light grid to show where each square foot is. Users select a plant and a shape, which will appear on the grid, and the size in the shape. The name appears with the shape, and once saved, the garden will be in the garden overview. On page 15, plants growing details and images have been left aligned. Not only does this create an index card-like element, but it makes the information easier to access quicker, so someone knee-deep in a hole for an orange tree with a storm on the rise doesn't have to take long finding out if they've dug deep enough. The garden overview displaying the garden plots is on page 17, and here the image is shown saved from the garden plotter. Not only is each plant name on the image itself, but the garden can be deleted or edited for any changes a user might make after initial saving. The database schema isn't very complicated. Most of the individual tables hold specialized plant information, such as sun or soil needs, and shown in places like the Waiting to Plant page. The user table holds the data, with the exception of the zip code collected upon registration, and it's all linked to the zip code table, as well as the one holding garden plots information for each user and the user plants list. The changes I just discussed are indexed here on the signature page. I'll need you to sign off on those as well as all the new and hopefully exciting things we've seen today. If there are any changes that need to be made, please notify me as soon as possible so we can work on finding a solution. As usual, until we receive the signature page, no forward momentum on the site can be made. I'm looking forward to showing off a bit more of what Beta Code can do next week, and until then, have a wonderful time.